a lot to me. I'm grateful to be the athlete who fought the system, who could afford the lawyers and the scientists to prove my innocence. I do believe that I don't know, carry the cross or like take the bullet for the rest of all the young athletes, but I was the first to have to go through it, and people consider me a cheater. And now, if that same rule would have applied back then, it would have never even made the media. It would have never been a deal at all. My win over Daniel Cormier would not be a no contest. It would be a knockout, KO victory. So I'm hoping that with these rule changes, maybe we could go back and make that no contest a win. And that would mean a lot to me. I have no ill will towards USADA or anything like that. It was just something that we needed to go through. I was the first one and one of the biggest names to go through it. And I'm glad I did, because some of these younger fighters wouldn't have been able to survive something like that. They would have just been cut or not been able to afford the lawyers or whatever. So I took the bullet for this sport, for Major League Baseball, and I'm glad that fighters in the future get to avoid what I went through. It was hell being considered a steroid cheat. And I'm glad that people can see clearly now that I never was. And I feel set free.
Jon, you mentioned, just one more. You mentioned that we don't get to see much of your personal life and stuff like that, but last time you were in Vegas, the Hall of Fame stuff, some of that did spill out into the public. We haven't heard you really address any of that stuff. Just want to give you the opportunity if there's anything you want to say about
next question. What were you saying, Miriam?
Oh, in the back. You mentioned that you have a different motivation, and what is that for you now, coming into this fight specifically?
So my motivation is to become the best man that I can be a reflection of God's love, His forgiveness, and ultimately have fans from around the world to see the Christ that's inside of me. None of us are perfect, and we all have ups and downs in life, and I genuinely believe that my imperfection makes me very relatable to a lot of people. And one of my goals is for people to one day see, like, if a person like Jon could love Jesus Christ, and if a person like Jon could have a relationship with Jesus Christ, then maybe I could too. And I really believe that my platform one day are going to lead a lot of people to Jesus Christ. I'm excited to get things right eventually. You know, I'm 35 years old. I'm at an age where you can't make many excuses for downfalls and stuff like that, but I am a young man. And I'm looking forward to the man that I'm going to be one day, maybe around 40s. You know, I'm not saying I won't make mistakes again in the future, but maybe the man that I'm in my 40s or 45, 50 years old, I'm going to be a man with a lot of experience. I'll be able to talk to young men and tell them, you know, things they don't want to do, roads they don't want to go down. And ultimately, I really do believe that a few souls will be saved because of my existence. And that is my motivation, to build a big platform and ultimately find ways to give glory to God.
Jon,
what's up, man?
There's a theory out there that your last 2 title fights, you were bored and that you were basically playing with your food. Now that time has passed and you're in a new division, was that true?
Yeah, it was. It's not that I was bored and playing with my food. It was just that it was, you know, I wanted more. I wanted greater challenges. You know, these guys were relatively unknown, a lot of these guys, and I really wasn't happy with my pay either. That was a really big thing. And I was at a place where I was just like, how can I spike the interest of the fans? You know, no one knew Dominic Reyes for the most part. He was a killer, knocking out everyone, undefeated. No one respected him, you know, as good as he was. And we saw how good he was competing up until fighting me. No one respected him, and I was just stuck in this place of like, you know, how can I get to a certain level as an athlete? Like, you know, you see these guys, Deontay Wilder, and you see all these athletes, you know, who are not absolute legends, you know, like these guys were right around my level, but competing right around the same time. But these guys got these Ferraris and private jets, and I'm just like, how can I get there? You know what I mean? And I just started to realize that I needed to bump up. That's what the fans wanted to see the whole time. It's like maybe that's where my big money fights are going to be. And I just decided to make the leap. I feel like heavyweights, our division, it's a lot of guys in their mid-30s, early 30s. And I just felt like the weight cuts were getting a little bit tougher. And I just felt I was at an age where I was just ready to eat more and lift more and be a big boy. And so, no time like the present. We're here now.
And then the light heavyweight division has been kind of in disarray since you left that division. Did you kind of foresee that coming, like that title was going to change hands a lot?
It's what happened before I became the champion. Leon Machida had the belt, Rashad Evans had the belt, Rampage had the belt, Horace had the belt. I mean, it just kept getting passed around. And I came along, I was able to hold it down for a very long time. And then I lived the division, and now it's getting passed around again. It just shows how competitive these guys are. And humbly, it shows how special my reign was to be able to hold that down for so long. It's a very special thing. I don't take any of it for granted.
Jon, just down here. It's been 3 years since you fought, and also 3 years since Conor McGregor had a win. He's back this year. How do you see Conor come back against Michael Chandler?
There's only one Conor McGregor. I love Conor. I love what he represents, man. He's big. He's big. He has a gigantic brand. Some senses just as big as our sport, you know. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great when he comes back. He's gonna bring a whole new energy, even more fans. It's great for all of us. It's great for the sponsors. It's great for the UFC. I wish Conor all the best. I love the way he's lived his life. I never thought in my time I'd see an MMA fighter with a Ferrari yacht. But he's done it. Lamborghini, yeah. See, you guys know. And I'm so proud of him. It opens doors for all of us. It lets young fighters know that it's possible. You know, there's great business outside of the sport. There's life-changing opportunity outside of the sport. And I'm just so grateful for being that example for all of us.
And just finally, I know you were commenting on Alex Pereira's post before he won the title. He's going to rematch Izzy again. 4th time they fought. How do you see that second fight going in MMA between them?
I believe Pereira's going to win again. You know, there's some athletes that just have other athletes' number. And I think he works hard, and I'm rooting for him. I believe he's going to do it again.
Thanks, Jon.
Thank you guys. Guys, thank you so much for your time. God bless you all. Make sure you're watching UFC 285 this Saturday night only on PPV.